Okay. November 2023, paper 3, variant 3. Question 1 shows the speed time graph for a bus journey. ماشي. Using the information, determine the maximum speed of the bus during the journey. What was the maximum speed of the bus in this journey يا جماعة؟ It's quite obvious. The maximum speed was 18. صح? This was the maximum speed, 18 meters per second. Okay, this is quite easy. The speed of the bus at time 65 seconds. Calculate or determine the speed of the bus at time 65 seconds. Show how you obtained this information at 65 seconds. هنا, at this time. At this time, what was the speed? Wallahi, the speed, to determine the speed, what should we do? We should draw a line, صح? Let's zoom in شوية. Okay. يلا, I will draw the line, a vertical line using the ruler. Okay, a vertical line using the ruler. صح? It reached this point, and then I will draw a horizontal line. كده. صح? Oh, so the speed was, the speed was 12 meters per second. طيب. Determine. Okay, أو describe. 12, yes. Describe يا شباب. How the speed of the bus changes between 60 and 80. How the speed of the bus changes between 60 and 80. How does the speed change? حد يعرف يقول لي. How does the speed change? Any ideas? Okay. قول لي.
Speed decreasing then stay constant أو stops.
بالظبط, stops مش stays constant. Okay, يبقى yes, the speed decreases and then it stops. Correct. حلو. Decreases. Okay. Our speed decreases, then it stops. Okay. أو the speed reaches zero أو whatever you can say. ماشي. Determine, يلا. Determine the distance traveled between 0 and 10 seconds. The distance traveled. What should I say? Distance traveled between 0 and 10. How should I find the distance traveled? How can I calculate the distance traveled? Yes. قولي.
Area under the graph.
Area under the graph. صح. What is the area? From 0 to 10.
Triangle have to be half times base times height.
صح. Area under the graph. يلا. Area under the graph. This is a triangle. يبقى half times base times height. طبعا the base هنا from 0 to 10 is 10. The height is up to 18. يبقى half times 10 times 18. Yes. Half times 10 times 18. This would give a distance of 90 meters per second. Okay. Next question. I have a speed time graph for another bus journey. The driver sees a hazard ahead and applies the brakes at time 40. He applies the brakes at time 40. Draw the speed time graph for the bus as it reduces its speed. How can I draw the speed of the bus as it reduces its speed? At time 40, he will start to decelerate. صح? At time 40, he applies the brakes. When he applies the brakes, what happens? How can I draw the speed time graph? Any ideas? Any ideas? Yes. قولي.
هنdraw constant deceleration من 14 ل 16 على 5 seconds.
5
يعني حتى 45.
يعني the bus reduces its speed from 14 to 6 in a time of 5 seconds. يعني initially I started a time at 40 seconds. I will end this deceleration after 5 seconds يعني at time 45 seconds. ماشي. يعني he will start at 40 and at 45 he started the speed at 14 and he will end his speed at 6. يبقى هنا at 45 I have to go up to 6. يلا فين 6 هنا. Okay, and then all I have to do is draw a straight line. بس كده. Draw the straight line using a ruler. بس. That's it. صح؟ Oh, this is يعني it's a very simple graph. Okay, it's a very simple graph. All I need to do is read what he told me. He told me he will apply the brakes. It will reduce the speed from 14 to 6. Initially, the speed was 14, and finally the speed will be 6. Yes, and then this took a time. How much time? It took only 5 seconds. يبقى from 14 to 6 in 5 seconds, I will decrease the speed. خلاص, that's it. Okay. ماشي. حلو. Any questions? Okay. يلا. Next question. Farmer uses a rope to lift a barrel of fruit. State the energy stored of the barrel that increases as the barrel rises. Yes.
gravitational potential energy.
Gravitational طبعا potential energy. Yes. Gravitational potential energy. حلو. Next question. The weight of the barrel is 140 newtons. Show that the work done is approximately 450 joules. 450 joules. قول لي.
نعمل الويت تايمز الجولز.
يلا. Work done. Weight times joules. يا نهار اسود. Work done equals ايه؟ قولي لي. Work done equals
force times distance.
force times distance. What is the force? 140 newtons. What's the distance? Distance اهي 3.2 meters. يبقى 140 times 3.2. حد يكالكليت كده. كالكليت بسرعة. يلا قولوا لي كده. 140 times 3.2 is almost
448 اللي هي almost 450.
448 joules, which is فعلا equal to or almost equal to 450 joules. Correct. حلو. حلو. Good. طيب. Any questions? Any questions? عندك سؤال؟
ايه، لا كنت عايز اجاوب بس ماشي
طيب.
خلاص.
مش calculate the time taken for the machine to lift a barrel. احنا we have the output power, we have the work done. What how can I find the time? قول لي كده. عارف الايكويشن؟
ايوه.
ايه الايكويشن؟
التايم ايكوال وورك دن ديفايد باور.
طيب حلو. ان الانيشال ايكويشن كانت power equals energy او work done over time. صح. to find the time هتقول لي time equals energy over الباور. correct. يلا الانرجي is how much?
450.
450 and the power is
75.
75. يلا 450 divided by 75 would give me 6. صح؟
6
6
seconds.
seconds. صح. شكرا. برافو. 6 seconds. جميل. Okay. Moving on to the next question. The machine uses an electrical motor. أنت عندك سؤال ولا؟ An electric motor. Suggest one environmental reason for using wind turbines rather than using a diesel fossil fuel generator. Why is it better to use a wind turbine than rather than using a fossil fuel generator? Okay, قول لي.
less air pollution.
Less air pollution. Okay, again, I told you يا جماعة بلاش air pollution. Air pollution is a very vague word. صح. instead of saying air pollution احنا we need to specify the type of pollution. Less carbon dioxide pollution. صح. Less contribution to global warming. No acid rain, for example, doesn't contribute to the acid rain. Okay. It is, for example, renewable. This is also an advantage. صح. يبقى no carbon dioxide pollution. Okay, we can say doesn't contribute doesn't contribute to global warming. صح. or acid rain It is renewable. Yeah, you can say it's renewable. Okay. No harmful effect on the environment. ماشي، ما هو no harmful effect، بس again this is a vague answer. احنا we don't want to write any vague answers. We need to write specific answers. Okay, a specific answer. What type of harm to the environment would I be preventing? I would prevent carbon dioxide pollution, or global warming, or the acid rain. Okay, these are all different types of uh, pollutions or environmental effects. Okay. um ماشي. Okay. يلا. I have the mass of the bottle is 0.18. Calculate the weight equals weight equals اوكي، نفس الناس. حلو ماشي، قول لي weight equals.
ما الويت equal mass time gravitational field.
ماشي اوكي حلو. قولي لي هنعمل ايه؟
هنعمل 0.18 times 9.8.
يلا 0.18 times 9.8 which would give me around 1 point كم؟
76.
1.76 newtons. حلو. 1.76 newtons. The bottle contains 2.7 kilograms. The density is 0.92. Calculate the volume. Volume equals يلا. Density equals mass over volume. صح. Density equals mass over volume. Any questions؟ يلا. حد عارف؟ يلا قول لي. يلا قول.
بتاع ده مستر، هي لو الانسر في دي 2.93 اكتب 3 على طول ولا 2.93 بس؟
انت you're talking about the volume.
اه.
طيب يعني let's calculate it. هو الكالكوليشن ايه؟ انت تقول لي density equals.
ماس اوفر فوليوم.
طيب density equals mass over volume. To find the volume هتعمل ايه؟ What should I do؟
density times mass.
Density times mass.
2.484.
متأكد من اللي انت بتقوله ده؟
لا ثانية.
قولي لي كده.
هي
volume.
volume equals mass over density.
Volume equals mass over density. Okay. Mass over density. وبعدين حلو. Volume equals mass over density. Then هنعمل ايه؟ What should I do؟
2.7 over 0.92 هتدينا 2.93.
2.7 over 0.92. Okay. للأسف. Okay. Sadly, that is a wrong answer. Okay. Oh, there is one point that you missed while solving this question. قول لي كده. What is the point that you missed?
ان هي كيلو جرامز مش جرامز.
Yes.
المفروض نحول الكوكينج اويل لجرامز.
Yes بالظبط. يبقى شباب هنا we have to make sure that the units are the same. The mass was 2.7 kilograms, but the density was grams per centimeter cubed. يبقى I have to, in this question, I need to change the mass to grams. How can I change the kilograms to grams? Okay, 2.7 I have to multiply by 1000 kilo whatever means times 1000. So 2.7 times 1000 is equal to 2700 or 2700. Okay, divided by the density. يلا 2700 divided by 0.92. صح كده؟ قول لي كده. عندك سؤال؟ هم. هم. عندك question؟ يلا 2700 divided by 0.92 يبقى تقريبا كام؟ تقريبا كام يا شباب؟ Hmm. Did you calculate it? It's around 2900. صح؟ around 2900. 935. Okay. 2935. We can round it up to 2900, 2940. يعني it's okay. Okay. تمام. ماشي. Yeah, moving on to the next question. This is a nice question. I like this question. I have a glass bowl and cooking oil and some water. The student accidentally drops a plastic spoon and a metal spoon into the bowl. صح? The densities of the spoons and liquids are shown in the table. Label a suggested position for each spoon after it has fallen into the bowl. Use the letter P to label the position of the plastic spoon. بصوا P plastic spoon. M metal spoon. P plastic spoon. M metal spoon. ها قول لي كده ممكن نعمل ايه؟
P هيكون على السيرفيس و M هيكون تحت خالص.
طيب why is P on the surface؟ Why is P on the surface؟ قول كده.
عشان P عنده less density من الأويل
cooking
والووتر.
oil صح correct. P the plastic spoon has a density of 0.76 while the cooking oil has a density of 0.92, so it's less dense, meaning that it will float. This means that it will float. Yes, P, okay, P will be above the cooking oil. Why? Because it is less dense. And M will be below the water. اهو طبعا هي تحت خالص. Okay. هنا M would be on the bottom. Why? Because it is more dense. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? طيب. Okay. شباب, it's an easy question, but it's an easy question. Huh? The plastic spoon is less dense, so it will float. The metal spoon is more dense. 8.7 is more dense than the one, so definitely it will sink to the bottom of the bowl. خلاص؟ ماشي. Any questions? Yeah, P is above, M is below. Good. I have a pan on a hot plate. User ideas about thermal energy transfer to explain why the pan has a wooden handle. قول لي.
Wood is a good insulator of heat.
Good insulator or poor conductor. حلو. Good insulator. Okay. Or we can say poor conductor. Okay. قولي لي. Shiny sides. Why does it have shiny sides?
عشان it's the worst emitter of infrared radiation ف it won't lose heat.
Worst emitter of infrared radiation. Perfect. Perfect. هنا we have to say it's a worst emitter of infrared radiation. Okay. Okay. Okay شباب بصوا هنا I can't say worst absorber. You cannot say worst absorber. ليه? Because this is hot. The water is it will eventually become hot. So when it becomes hot, you want it to contain the heat. You want it to contain the energy inside it. So you do not want it to emit as much infrared radiation to the surroundings. You don't want it to lose energy. So we will say it's the worst worst emitter of. If you say of heat, it's wrong. If you say worst emitter of heat, it is wrong. So we have to say worst emitter of of infrared radiation. Okay? حلو. قول لي كده why does it have a copper base?
Good conductor of heat.
Good conductor of heat. Okay. Good conductor of heat. Okay. قولي لي next question. أنا I read good conductor of heat. Good conductor of heat. ماشي. Explain. Explain how thermal energy from the heater warms the entire room. Use your ideas, yes, about the density of air. يلا. Someone texted convection, which is correct. يلا. احنا convection. Okay. You'll take 1 out of 4 marks. صح. What else should I say about the convection? Any ideas? What else should I say about the convection?
ان الهوت ووتر density is lower than cold air density
طيب as حلو as we heat up the molecules of air, what happens to the volume?
decrease.
صح. Conduction. Okay, so as the water, as the air, as the air gains kinetic energy, the volume increases. The volume increases. But when the volume increases, the density decreases. Density decreases. When the density decreases, we have to say, والله, the hot air moves up. The hot air moves up, and the cold air falls down. This whole process is called a convection. This whole process is called convection, or due to the convection current. Yes, density decreases. Yes, انتوا كلكم you texted correct. Gas gains energy, gains kinetic energy. Correct. You are all correct. برافو عليكم. Okay. حلو كده we secured 4 very easy marks. These are really 4 extremely easy marks. ماشي. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Electromagnetic spectrum. يلا complete figure 5.1 by writing each unlabeled one. يلا. ال unlabeled ones يا شباب هم ايه؟ قول لي كده.
ultraviolet
ultraviolet هنا اوكي.
و microwave
هنا
microwave
microwaves. اوكي good. حلو. Two properties. يلا حلو. شكرا. يلا two properties قول لي كده. What are two properties?
ان هما بيترافل انسان سبيد اللي هي 3
Same.
times 10 باور 8
Hmm?
وكان ترافل ثرو فاكيوم.
Can travel through vacuum. Okay, what else?
don't need medium to travel through.
ماشي, that's يعني هو that's the meaning of traveling through vacuum. And I like saying that they are all transverse. Okay, that they are all transverse waves. Okay, and they can travel through vacuum. Correct. If you write down they have the same speed and they travel through the vacuum. Correct. If you say same speed transverse. Correct. Okay, كلهم they're the same thing. حلو. قول لي one infrared one use for the infrared radiation.
ريموت كنترول.
remote control. صح. remote controls. One harmful effect for excessive use. قول لي.
damage cells او
damage cells. حلو. بصوا, when talking about especially when I'm talking about infrared radiation has to do with the heat. صح. Infrared radiation always has to do with the heat. So whenever I state one harmful effect of the infrared radiation, especially the infrared radiation, I have to talk about the burning effect. Okay, the burning effect on the skin. Burning effect. Okay, burning effect on the skin. Whenever I have a skin burn, مثلا from the excessive heat, when I go to the beach or whatever, whenever I get these skin burns, these are due to what يا شباب? Due to the infrared radiation. Skin mutation أو cell mutation and skin diseases والcancer, these are not effects of the infrared radiation. These are effects of the ultraviolet and X-rays and the gamma rays. Okay, on the other side of the spectrum, not on the infrared side of the spectrum. Okay, this side, okay, infrared, it has to do with what? It has to do with the skin burns. Gamma rays, X-rays, probably some of the ultraviolet rays have to do with the mutation, the cancer, skin diseases, whatever, okay, on this side of the spectrum. Okay. حلو. Any questions? عندك سؤال؟ عندك سؤال؟ Any questions؟ طيب. Okay. يلا. A student shines a ray of red light. We have 3 rays in this question. قول لي كده. First one is ايه؟
ray of incidence
Incident ray. Okay.
و reflecting ray
ال1 اللي هي فوق دي, ال1 above is the
reflection ray
reflected ray. صح. طب the one inside is قول لي كده.
refracted
refracted. صح. refracted. It was bent. Okay. When it bends, when it changes the direction, we call it we call it the refracted ray. Yes. حلو. On figure 6.1, draw the normal. احنا we didn't draw the normal. طبعا we can draw the normal very easily. هنا a dashed line. Okay, a dashed line. This is the normal, شباب. When you draw the normal using the ruler, okay, you need the normal to be perpendicular to the surface. Must make the normal perpendicular to the surface. Okay. حلو. Figure 6.2 and 6.3 each show 2 parallel rays traveling through air out towards the lens. قولي كده. First one ايه اللي هيحصل؟
الفيرست ري هيروح لحد السنتر بتاع اللينز ستريت زي ما هو، بعدين it's gonna الري اللي فوق هيبان downwards والري اللي تحت هيبان upwards و they're gonna meet.
Okay. يبقى the one above will bend downwards. صح. And the one which is below will bend upwards and they will meet. Okay. Where should they meet? It doesn't really matter. Okay. Where should they meet? It doesn't really matter. It could meet مثلا after 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. مش مشكلة. بس النقطة بقى ايه in the next one. This is the other lens. What is this other lens? The other lens is called a diverging lens. صح؟ diverging lens. تعرف تقول لي ايه اللي بيحصل في diverging lens? What happens in it?
spread apart.
Spreads apart. And that's the whole point. Okay, that's the difference in the naming of them. Converging means they come together or they meet eventually. Converging means they literally converge. In English, it means that they meet together. Diverging lens, this is a diverging lens. What do I mean by diverging lens? They will continue to the center برضو of the lens. They will continue to the center of the lens. وبعدين, after they meet, after they reach this center, they will move away. After they reach this center, they will move away from each other. They move away from each other. And that's the whole point of a diverging lens. طب يا مستر احنا, this is the first time we've ever seen a question like this. It's okay. This is a new concept. Okay. Diverging lenses are a new concept for us. We are not required to know that much, especially in core studies. We are not required to know that much about the diverging lens. We only need to know that they diverge away. And if you'd like, you can say, wallahi, they will, you can extend the line. Okay, you can extend this line كده. You can extend this line as a straight line. Okay, and they will eventually meet بس behind the lens. They will meet behind the lens. Okay, but you're not really required to draw this in this question. Okay, you're just required to know that they will move away from each other, and that's why we name it a diverging lens. Diverging means they move away. Converging means they move together. Okay, this is a diverging lens. Okay, that's all you're required to know for this question. Okay. Any questions? Converging, move together. Diverging, move away. Any questions يا شباب؟ حلو. Okay, good. State the 7 colors. طبعا بس the greatest frequency above and the smallest frequency below. مين يقدر يقول لي؟ greatest frequency فوق وال smallest frequency تحت. قولي لي كده.
violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange وred.
طيب ايه بقى؟ purple. لا ايه ده؟ هو text purple يا شباب. احنا we don't have any purple. احنا we have روي جبيف. okay بس this in this question احنا we will write روي جبيف بس in the opposite direction. روي جبيف. طب why did I write روي جبيف this way? Because the violet has the greatest frequency. The violet has the greatest frequency. But violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Okay. Any questions? يلا any questions؟ يلا حلو، برافو عليكم. Okay, the value of each resistor is 50 ohms. Calculate the combined resistance. طبعا when they are shown as above. تعرف تقول لي؟ When they are shown in this connection, what is the combined resistance?
ثانية واحدة بس.
حلو. 100 فعلا صح. You said someone said 100. Okay, why are they 100? Because this is a series connection. 50 ohms and 50 ohms. A series connection يبقى 50 plus 50. It would give me 100 ohms. حلو. Show that the current is approximately 0.25 amperes. Show that the current is approximately 0.25 amperes. قول لي كده.
هنقول ان الكرنت ايكوال في اوفر ار.
Yes, I equals V over R.
هي هتبقى 24 تقريبا مكتوبه فوق اوفر 50.
Yes, the current V voltage 24 over total resistance over the total resistance, which is
100 ماشي.
100. 24 over 100, which is 0.24 amperes, which is very close to 0.25 amperes. Calculate or determine the potential difference across resistance R1. How can I find the resistance, the potential difference across R1? قول.
هنعمل V equals IR وهنعمل 50 times 0.25 هتبقى 12.5.
0.5.
أيوة عشان احنا قلنا إن current 0.25.
ماشي 0.25 V equals IR. okay 0.25 أو 24, it doesn't really matter if you use 24 أو 25. ما خلي بالكم احنا we calculated it to be 0.24. طيب if I use 0.24 times a resistance which is 50, what will the potential difference be? If you use 24 times 50, that would be كام؟
It would be 12 اللي هي half the total voltage.
So it is 12 in this question. Okay, this question it is definitely 12. وانا هقول لكم يعني how to make sure into you are right. This is 24 volts and we have two equal resistors, so the voltage will be equally divided onto both of them. 24 volts, so this will receive 12 volts and the other one will receive also 12 volts. حلو. That's the whole point of series connections. Okay, that's the whole point of series connections, that the voltage gets divided onto the devices you have. Calculate the power transferred. What is the equation that we use to find the power? Yalla, I need someone to tell me what is the equation we use to find the power. يلا مين يعرف؟ عارفها؟ You know it?
أيوة مش هي تقريبا current multiply voltage.
Yes, power equals IV أو VI. يبقى power, which is a new equation. Okay, it's a new equation we are required to know. P equals VI or IV. It's the same. V, voltage, 12 times the current, 0.24. يلا. 12 times 0.24 is
2.9.
2.9 watts. صح؟
أيوة.
That's it. 3 very easy marks. طبعا they could have been 4 marks if he told me to state the unit. But he already wrote down the unit. It could have been 4 marks. Yeah. This question. Student connects R1 and R2 and the battery to make a different circuit. The resistors R1, R2 are connected so that the combined resistance is as small as possible. Draw a circuit to show R1, R2 as they are connected to the battery. We need the resistance to be as small as possible. قول لي.
مثلا هنعملها كده بارلل صح؟
Parallel, correct. Okay. Because when we connect resistors in parallel, the resistance decreases, correct? The resistance does decrease. يبقى احنا we will draw the same circuit, but instead of drawing R1 and R2 in series, we will draw them in parallel to decrease the total resistance. أهو combined resistance is as small as possible. أهو I will draw the battery and then the 2 resistors, but this time they should be in parallel. And I will name them R1 and R2. بس خلاص خلص. That's it. Okay? Any questions? ماشي حلو. Okay, moving on to the next question. I have a transformer, step-up transformer, step-down transformer. Calculate the number of turns on the secondary coil of the step-up transformer. I have the step-up transformer. I have a power station, which has 25 kV. kV. What's kV? K is kilo. Okay, K is kilo. Then I have 360 kV, which is kilovolts. The step-up transformer has 500 turns on the primary coil. I need to find the number of turns on the secondary coil. صح? I only have one equation. I only have one equation. What's the equation I use? قول لي.
VP over NP equal VS over NS.
That's VP over NP equals VS over NS. I have everything other than the number of secondary turns. ايه عندك سؤال؟
لا كنت هانسر بس second
طيب قول
question.
لي الفي بي هو كام؟ What's the V؟
VP أنا كنت هانسر تاني question بس اوكي.
ها VP is
25.
25. وخلي بالكم يا شباب in this question you don't need to, okay, you don't need to change the kilovolts to volts. ليه؟ Why? Because both of them are in kilovolts. خلي بالكم both of them are in kilovolts. ال VP is 25 kV فأنا can just write it down as 25. ال VS is 360 kV I can just write it down as 360. When do I have to change them to volts? When do I have to multiply by 1,000 and multiply by why? When should when must I do that? Okay, if one of them is not in kilovolts. Okay, if one of them was only, let's say, 360 volts, then I had to change the other to volts. I had to change the other and multiply it by 1,000. Okay, so LVP I can just write it down as 25. NP is 500. VS is 360 kilovolts. I need to find the NS, so I'll just multiply 500 by 360 divided by 25. يلا حد يكالكليت كده. Someone calculate it for me بسرعة. عندك سؤال؟ يلا تطلع كام؟ 7,200 صح؟ 7,200 turns. Okay. يلا.
الانسر ده بقى ولا؟
طب ممكن نشوف حد تاني؟
اوكي.
اوكي قول لي. state two benefits.
lower current و use thinner wires.
Lower current. We can use thinner wires. Correct. Less energy wasted. Yes. كل دي correct answers اهو. Lower current. Less energy wasted. Okay. Can use thinner wires. These are all correct answers يا شباب. Good. ماشي. What is meant by an alternating current? قول لي. قول.
A current moving in both directions.
حلو. Moving in both directions أو changing its direction اهو. Moving in two directions أو we can say changing the direction. حلو. بصوا بقى. A teacher demonstrates how a loudspeaker works by using the equipment shown. There is an alternating coil current in the coil. The paper cone vibrates as shown. We can see the direction of the vibration of this paper cone. Explain why the paper cone vibrates. Why does the paper cone vibrate? This is a really good question. Why does it vibrate? Any ideas? عندك فكرة؟ Hmm. Any ideas? قول لي كده.
ممكن نقول because it attract magnet.
اوكي حلو. This is one point. اوكي ماشي. انا عايز اسمع تاني. قولي لي كده.
ممكن عشان a magnetic field is induced into the coil مثلا.
اوكي طيب when the magnetic field is induced in the coil what
أو a
happens؟
current is induced in the coil مثلا.
لا not a current is induced in the coil. احنا it's correct to say that the magnetic field is induced in the coil. اوكي the magnetic field is induced in the coil. طيب حلو. عايز اسمع كده. قولي لي كده.
intersection between the two magnetic fields بتاعت المagnet والcoil ف causing movement of the paper cone up and down أو اللي هي left right.
intersection. لا انا I won't say intersection هنا. I won't say intersection هنا. I will say that it attracts. Okay. And then it repels. Why does it attract and then repel? لا it will not cut. And I don't care about the cutting. This is not a generator. This is not when you said intersection. This is not a DC motor. I need to see. I need to know why does it move to the left and to the right. It has to actually. It has to do more with the intersection, as you said. But it's more of that it attracts once and then repels the other time. It attracts, then repels, attracts and repels. Why does it keep on attracting and repelling? Because it was an alternating current. صح. Because it was a changing current. And this changing current, okay, بصوا كده, I can write it down as part of the answer. Okay, the alternating current, it creates or induces, okay, alternating current induces or creates or generates whatever induces a or an alternating بصوا كده an alternating what magnetic field, an alternating magnetic field. طيب this alternating magnetic field, what does it do? Why is it alternating? It's alternating because it was an alternating current. طب what's the effect of an alternating magnetic field of a changing? What does alternating mean? It means that it is a changing magnetic field. It keeps on repelling and attracting, repelling and attracting the other magnet. Okay. Okay. Oh, it keeps on repelling and attracting to the other magnet. because the cone is the thing that moves. Okay, so the alternating coil or the alternating current creates.
مستر طب هو إيه اللي بيخلي الماجنت اصلا يعمل alternate؟
لا المagnet does not alternate.
المagnetic field قصدي، ماشي المagnetic field قصدي.
Why does the magnetic field alternate? Because هنا we have an AC current. هو he said that we have an AC current, an alternating current. Okay, there is an alternating current in the
الكويل نفسه يعني؟
coil. Yes,
ماشي.
الكويل مثلا مرة it will be north and south, so this will attract. صح؟ طب another time this will be north and this it will repel. وبعدين again it will keep on changing, it will keep on alternating. These alternations causes the repulsion and attraction. Okay. Okay. When the paper cone vibrates, the teacher hears a sound. Suggest a value for this frequency. Suggest a value for the frequency. Whatever number you can think of, but it has to be within the range of what 20 to 20,000 hertz. Okay, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 50, 5,000, whatever. Okay, just don't write, شباب, don't write 20,000. Please don't write 20,000. لا. Okay, write any number below less than 20,000 and any number above 20 hertz. Definitely the frequency, the unit would be in hertz, and the frequency, for example, I want to write down 10,000 hertz. خلاص. Okay, that's okay. ماشي. Easy question. ماشي. State the proton number. Proton number, this is very easy, صح? I don't just count the number of protons. We have 3 proton. خلاص. Determine the nucleon number. What is the nucleon number? طبعا it is 7, صح? Yes, you wrote down 7. We will just count the number of protons and neutrons, 7. Describe how a lithium atom changes to form a positive ion. قول لي كده. How does it form a positive ion?
بإن هي تعمل لوس الإلكترونز.
lose electrons، صح؟ كنت هتقولي كده برضو؟ صح. اوكي، يبقى definitely it will lose electrons. Okay. The half-life of iodine is 8 days. A sample contains 80 milligrams of iodine. Calculate the time taken until 10 milligrams of iodine remain in the sample. Half-life. يلا. Very basic question for the half-life. قول لي هنعمل ايه؟ What should we do?
اسمه ايه، هنعمل ال 80 هنعملها باي 2 لحد ما توصل ل 10، وهنعمل يعني هنعمل 80 اوفر 2 هتبقى 40 كده،
طيب.
اوفر 2 هتبقى 20
80
اوفر 2
divide
هتبقى
2.
10.
Divide by 2, 20. Divide by 2 again, 10. حلو.
يبقى هنعمل 8 times 3 عشان 3 half lives.
صح. This احنا we divide by 2 3 times, meaning that we have 3 half lives. Each half life is what? Each half life is 8 days. Okay, each half life is 8 days. So 3 times 8 is what? Is 24 days. Again, very simple. زي ما انت قلت, we will divide by 2 until we reach the final number 80. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. It will be 10 after how many divisions? After 3 divisions. Each division is a half-life. Okay, whenever I divide by 2, it means I took half-life. Each half-life is worth how many days? Is how long? It's 8 days long. So 3 times 8 is 24 days. So it took 24 days to reach a mass of 10 milligrams. Okay, it started with 80, it ended with 10 milligrams. Any questions regarding this specific question? طيب moving on to the next question. Okay, if you have هعمل ايه طيب؟ ماشي. يلا, moving on to the next question. Say the name of the force that keeps the Earth in orbit. Huh? What is the force that keeps the Earth in orbit? يلا. صح. Gravity. Okay. Gravitational force أو gravitational attraction. Yes. Okay. Good. Oh. Okay. Attraction. State the time taken by Earth to complete one orbit of the Sun. طبعا احنا we know the time taken for the Earth to complete one orbit around the Sun. What is it? Huh? One orbit around the Sun. كذا شاب. One orbit around the Sun. قول لي. ها.
365
365 days. صح. 365 days. مش لازم quarter. مش لازم 0.25. Okay. It is right. If you write down 365.25 it's okay. بس مش لازم. It's not a must. طيب. State the time taken by the Earth to rotate once around its own axis. Around its own axis. يلا. Around its own axis طبعا it is yes 24 hours. يلا. Very easy. 24 hours keeps on rotating about its own axis. طب the sun consists mainly of two gases. What are the two main gases? طبعا two very important gases. يلا. قولي لي كده.
هيليوم وهيدروجين.
Yes, bravo. Helium and hydrogen. حلو. برافو. Okay. Most of the radiation of the sun consists of two, يعني some of it is visible light. State one of the two other regions. One of the two other regions. Yes. ها قول. يلا. yeah تمام.
red.
Ultraviolet
Ultraviolet.
and infrared. صح. احنا we will just write down one of them. I will write down, for example, infrared. If you write down ultraviolet, correct. Someone wrote down gamma. لا, gamma is wrong. Okay. Gamma is not right يا شباب. Infrared radiation or ultraviolet radiation. Okay. The speed of visible light is 3 times 10 to the power of 8. Calculate the time taken. قول لي كده.
time equals يعني speed equal distance over time يعني time equal distance over speed.
صح. distance over speed. ها.
ال distance هتبقى
ايه distance؟ ها قولي لي كده distance. What's the distance؟
انا فاكر حضرتك كتبتها على البورد قبل كده بس نسيتها.
لا انت you're not required to memorize the distance خالص. لا 100,000 غلط. لا
1.5 times 10 to the power of 11.
1.5 times 10 to the power of 11. ايه ده ايه؟ It's written down هنا. شباب, when I told you before 100,000 light years, that was the width or the diameter of the Milky Way. احنا we're talking about the distance between the Earth and the Sun. The distance between the Earth and the Sun is very short. It's only 150 million meters ولا 150 million kilometers ولا ايه. it's such a short distance. I know 150 million kilometers, that's a huge number, but in terms of space distances 150 million kilometers, that's literally nothing. Okay. يبقى distance 1.5 times 10 to the power of 11 times 10 to the power of 11 divided by speed. We know the speed 3 times 10 to the power of 8, and he already gave me the speed. The time taken in seconds would be 500 seconds. صح. Time taken in seconds would be 500 seconds. Correct. حلوة. حلوة.